So let me ask you this. We are seeing progressive lawmakers like AOC calling for the president to be impeached if he moves forward with filling the Supreme Court vacancy. Democrat leaders have all but expressed outright support for this idea, but we have heard Speaker Pelosi say that she's willing to use, and this is a direct quote, willing to use every arrow in her quiver to block the president. What options do the Democrats have that they might turn to, do you think?
Well, if they want to really bottle things up, they're going to try to make procedural motions to prevent this from going forward in the Senate, in committee, and on the floor. And then in the House, I don't know what she thinks she's going to do. Nancy Pelosi wants to have impeachment and a whole series of investigations over here. They have nothing to do with what's going on in the Senate. And it's also grossly unfair, quite frankly, and exceeds her authority. And I guess the other thing I would say, Jen, is we've heard people talking about violence. You've seen that they've attacked Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell's homes. And I've heard people saying they're going to come in and try to block and barricade with bodies. So a lot of it is going to be actually extra congressional. That is to say, not within the rules or the scope of Congress. They're going to try to stop this.
And so, as the chairman of the House Freedom Caucus, when we're talking impeachment, you bring me to this. You've called to impeach House Speaker Nancy Pelosi herself. Where does this effort stand now? Are you getting a lot of support from fellow lawmakers?
Well, I think we have a lot of support. We'll find out tomorrow. We're going to be looking at this and debating this amongst the Republicans themselves. We'll see how it goes. But you can't underestimate Speaker Pelosi, because when she became Speaker, she changed the rules with the help of the majority Democrats so that it makes it very, very hard to remove her as the Speaker. But we're going to give it a try, because the things that she's been saying lately, the effort she's making, the failure to appreciate what her language and her rhetoric's causing, and the fact that she's permitting even members of this House to attack potential nominee Comey Barrett's religion is really despicable. And so it's time for her to go. It's way past time for her to go, but we'll see how it plays out.
All right. Finally, Congressman, I want to pivot to another topic. We heard Attorney General William Barr saying that DOJ is moving to designate 3 cities as anarchist jurisdictions because of the violent unrest that's been unfolding there. Now, that would take away federal funding. Are you concerned at all about how this might impact law enforcement's ability to do their job, considering in some cities like Seattle, they're already moving to defund police?
Well, the funding that would be reduced would be largely going to federal civilian agents. There would be some money that wouldn't be going to some of the police officers' special programs. The fact of the matter is, though, the 14th Amendment, by making this designation, would allow us to move federal agents and National Guard troops in there, because these mayors are not protecting and preserving the rights of their citizens. And this has gone on so very long that it's time that the federal government has got to leverage and try to get the local jurisdictions to take charge of their cities and states to protect their citizens, the way all of us are protected wherever we go.
And where do you stand on that? Where do you stand on sending in more of federal troops to some of these cities where the violence and the rioting has continued for weeks on end?
I think that what the president was trying to do is get the federal civilian agents in. I'm very supportive of that. And in these places that are not protecting the rights of civilians, we all have a right under the 14th Amendment to be protected. If your local jurisdictions are incapable, think back to under Eisenhower, where he sent the National Guard in to enforce the rights of people against desegregation laws. That's similar theory here. You have to protect the citizens, and so I would support going in and let's cleaning up the mess.
And then last question, and just to play devil's advocate here, I know that I've heard some people, mostly on the left, saying that we're on the brink of a civil war. Do you agree with that?
I think what I'm seeing is a very small number of people causing a tremendous amount of damage and unrest. And we know it's coordinated because even Chicago Mayor Lightfoot agrees that it's coordinated. If it's coordinated, you got an organization, you've got an organization, we've got criminal and civil laws that we can enforce. I don't think we're on the brink of civil war, but I think we need to bring this unrest under control and bring peace back to the United States of America.
All right, Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, thanks for stopping by and speaking with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jen.